Okay, I got a request from at least one person, KL, to kind of talk about the setup of the bike for a trip like this. So let's talk about it. So on the front of the bike, I got my TomTom GPS here. So this GPS is kind of cool in the sense that it's Wi-Fi enabled. So you don't have to purchase new maps as you're traveling. You can download new maps. The downside is you need like a private Wi-Fi connection, not a hotel one, because you got to be able to punch in the password like you would at home. The Wi-Fi's that have a page pop up online and you log in on that page, that won't work here. And I got caught with that when I was crossing into Guatemala a couple of years ago. I was staying in a Motel 6 or no, whatever. I was staying somewhere and I wasn't able to upload it until a day later, so I was a day without. Then I got my handy quad lock mount here. My phone case has the cutout for this mount. It locks in solidly. Why do I have my phone on my bike, you ask, if I have a GPS? Well, what I've discovered is that GPS has its limitations when it comes to newer hotels or other things. You can't necessarily find it, so in that case I like to have Google Maps handy because it's constantly updated and gets you there a little bit better. Another issue I had was in Guanajuato a few years ago. Those tunnels that we talked about a few episodes ago, the GPS could not figure out those tunnels. And back then I didn't have this mount, so I used some duct tape and I taped my phone to my gas tank and it got me there. I also have this gizmo here, which is a Garmin Inreach satellite communicator. So the Garmin Inreach, if you're following or if you've been to that page, I'll put the link in the description. It's like share.garmin, something like that. I'll put it in there. So one thing it does is every 10 minutes it places a point on the map, and then when you share that link with people, they're able to see in real time where you are. It also enables you to send text or email through an app on your phone, even when you don't have cell phone connection. And there's an SOS button, so the company has a sort of call center. If you hit that SOS button, they will send authorities to find you. So other than that, my bike's pretty standard. I do have the hand warmers on it, and which is nice for cool mornings or when it's raining or whatever. So for my luggage, what I do is I've got these 40-liter panniers on the bike on each side. Inside them I've got bags that Yamaha actually makes for their own panniers, which I started with the Yamaha panniers. And then when you get to your hotel, you just lift the bag out. It's got a strap and you put it on your shoulder. I use sort of those cube pack systems inside the bag. So I've got, in each bag I have 2 cubes. So I've got, one with t-shirts, one with shorts and pants, socks, whatever. So they're kind of categorized in there, and it makes everything easy to just pack away. I've also got a top case here, which is 32 liters. So I keep all my odds and ends, my like charging cables, phones. I've got some tools in there as well. First aid kit, flat tire kit. If I have a water bottle, my glasses are in there, just stuff like that. So the top case comes in with me every night. The panniers don't, but I do take out the bags, as I mentioned. I've got 2 Rotopacks. They are 1 gallon each. So those are, it's just spare fuel. I've rarely needed it, but it's nice to have, or you can help someone else out if they run out of fuel. And then this year I bought this little guy here. It is made by a GV or GV, depending where you're from and what you want to call it. And it carries like 2.5 liters of fuel. So I'm carrying like over 10 liters of fuel with me. And I'm covering both bikes. So if we happen to be on a stretch, there are some stretches here on the Baja where you could potentially run out of fuel, but there's usually some guy selling it out of a barrel, black market style, if you get into trouble. But for what it costs, it's better to have than not. So KL and anyone else who cares, hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes look of Adventures Without Borders.